Hello everyone, welcome to Pepcoding. In this video, we will look at the question range addition. Okay, let's see. Let's take the problem statement. Okay, now also take the input. Okay, so in this question, I have to make a array. Let's make a array of length size. Okay, so my length is given as 5. I'll make an array of length size 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Right, and in every single place or every single index, I have 0. Now it is saying that each we have given q queries, right? We are given q queries, and each query is representing as a triplet. So in every query we have these queries here, or the updates, and in every query we have a triplet. So this and this, and according to this triplet, it is saying that we have a starting index, we have an ending index, and we have an increment. So we have a starting index here, we have an ending index here, and we have an increment here. Okay, so this 1 is representing my starting index, this 3 is representing my ending index, and this 2 is representing my increment. Okay, let's increase the image a bit. Okay, so this is my starting index, ending index, and increment. Okay, so I have this array, and now in this question it is asking me to do some changes according to these queries. So let's take the first query. Okay, query 1. In this first query, I have my starting index as 1, ending index as 3, and I have to increment my from my starting index to my ending index number 2. Okay, so I have this range of 1 to 3, and I will update all these numbers from 1 to 3 as 2. Okay, I will increment these numbers as 2 by 2. Now let's look at the second query. Right, I have 2, 4, and 3. So from the range of 2 to 4, I'll update the numbers by 3. There will be 5 here, 5 here, and 3 here. Okay, similarly for my query third, I have 0 to 2 range, and I have to increment them by -2. So 0 to 2, and I will increment these numbers by -2. So this will be -2, this will be 0, and this will be 3. Right? So after this parsing, my answer should be something like 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Right, my answer should be -2, 0, 3, 5, and 3. Okay, now let's look at the answer. It is -2, 0, 3, 5, and 3. This is my right answer. Now I have to do this. Now this is what the actual question is. And I have to do all the queries. So I have to update the queries onto this resultant array. So let's call this resultant. Onto this resultant array, I have to return this as my answer. So I have to return this resultant. So I hope the question is clear. Okay, I hope the at least the question is very clear. So uh, in the question itself, you can see that the brute force approach is very clear, right? What is a brute force approach? In my brute force approach, what I'm doing is I'm going from my starting index till my ending index, right? From my starting index till my ending index, and and I'm going to increment every number there. Okay, so that is my brute force approach. The brute force approach is to just behave as the question says, that go from my starting index till my ending index and update every number by the increment. Okay, so this is what we have done in this array. We have taken every range. We have updated the number in the brute force manner itself. Okay, so let's say this first query had a range of 0 to n. right? The second query had a range of 0 to n. Instead of this starting index and ending index being 1 and 3 or 2 and 4, had 0 and n here, right? Similarly, 0 and n here. So we had 0 and n, 0 and n. And here we also had 0 and n, right? And we had few such queries like that. Few such queries like that. What is going to be the brute force approach time complexity, right? My time complexity would have been big O of qn. Why? Because because I'm traversing this whole array, so I have n number of elements, right? So I'm traversing n elements, and I'm doing this work for q queries. Okay, so total it would be q of n, right? Q times n, and let's say my number of queries was equal to my length, right? So if q was equals to n actually, right? The total number of queries was equal to length, then my complexity would have been O of n square, right? It is not a very good complexity to have, so we will try to optimize it a bit. Okay, so what is going to be the optimized approach? Let's discuss the optimized approach. Okay, so let's take this input. And let's see. Okay, so first we will make our array just like last time. 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4, right? 0, 0, 0, 0, and 0. So I have this array and I have my length 5. Now I have these updates. And in this approach, the first thing we'll do is we'll not discuss the why part first. We'll discuss what we are actually doing. Okay, so we are going to discuss what first, and then we will discuss why are we doing steps that we are doing. Okay, so the first thing is we will discuss what we are actually doing. Okay, so let's write the steps. What is going to be my first step? My first step is going to be that I'll have my impact on starting index. So impact on starting index, and the impact on starting index will be plus of increment, and the impact on ending index plus 1 will be minus of increment. Okay, if this is not clear, this will be very clear in just a few runs. Okay, so we have a starting index here, we have a ending index here, and increment here, right? So now I'm saying is that on the end starting index, so I have, let's say, this first query. Let's do this for the first query, right? For the first query I have 1, 3, and 2. So on my first index, from on my starting index, which is 1, on this starting index I will put plus of 2, right? So I will change this to 2 only. On my ending index plus 1, so on my ending index plus 1, ending index is 3, so ending index plus 1 will be 4. On my 4, ending index plus 1, here on my 4 I will put minus of 2, right? I will put minus 2 here. Okay, let's take the second query. On my second query I have 2, 4, and 3, right? So on my second index, which is si, on my second index I will put 3 here. But on my ending index plus 1, ending index is now out of bounds, right? It is at 5 now. Here it was 4, right? And 4 plus 1 is 5. 5 is out of bounds, so I will not do anything. My ending index plus 1 is out of bounds. Okay, I won't do anything. I should put minus 3 here. If my array would have been something like 4, 5 here, or 6, right? So I would have put minus 3 here. But now, as my ending index is out of bounds, I won't do anything here. Okay, now let's take the third query. We have 0, 2, minus 2. So at my starting index I have 0, right? So at my 0th index I will put minus 2, right? The plus of increment at my starting index. But at my ending index plus 1, which is 2 plus 1 gives me 3. So at my third index, ending index plus 1, this is my starting index, this is ending index plus 1. At my ending index plus 1, I will put minus of minus 2, right? Minus of my increment, minus of minus 2, which will give me plus 2, right? So after my first step, I will get this array. I will get an array like this. Okay, this is my array after the first minus 2, 2, 3, 2, and minus 2. Okay, now what is going to be my second step? My second step is going to be that I will find my prefix sum array. Okay, if you don't understand the first part, like why we did the second part, or why we did the first part, this impact thing, this prefix sum array is going to be the why of the situation. This prefix sum array will explain why did we do this impact on my starting index and my ending index only. Why I didn't do it on the whole array of my starting index till my ending index. Okay, so let's take the prefix sum array of this array, and I hope that you already know how to take the prefix sum array. So we'll take a some variable. Let's initialize it with 0. Okay, so my answer is going to be here. Write the answer here, right? And now at the first or at the 0th index, I have minus 2. So it will add up with some. It will give me minus 2 only, right? So I will write minus 2 here. Then I have 2. 2 will add up with minus 2. It will give me 0. I will write 0 here. I have 3. 3 will add up with 0. It will give me 3. I'll write 3. Right? 2. 2 will add up with 3. It will give me 5. I will write 5 here. Right? Then I have minus 2. Minus 2 will add up with 5. It will give me 3. I will write 3 here. Okay. So after parsing my prefix sum array, I will get this as my answer. Minus 2, 0, 3, 5, and 3, which is my actual answer. Minus 2, 0, 3, 5, and 3. Okay. So I got this answer just by doing just two things. One is impact on my only two indexes, starting index and ending index plus 1, and I made a prefix sum array. Now why is this actually working? Like, how is this working? Why after doing the impact on only two indexes and making a prefix sum array, I'm getting the right answer? Okay, so to understand this, let's take a look at the first query only. Okay, so I have this array. Let's make a bigger array. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, let's say this is my array. Now it is saying that I have to increment from my first index to my ending index. So I have to make an increment on my first index till ending index. So 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, right? At 1, 2, and 3, right? At 1, 2, and 3, I will put 2, 2, and 2. Okay, so this should be my answer if I just perform the first query. Okay, this should be my answer because it is saying that from the range of 1 to 3, I have to increment it by 2. Okay, but now let's see what is actually happening. If I do this, if if I want my impact to last only in this range, right, then I have to stop adding 2 before my ending index plus 1, right? What I'm saying is, this is my starting index, this is my ending index, right? And this is my ending index plus 1. I am saying that I am stopping adding, or I'm stopping my adding of 2 till my starting or till my ending index, right? I'm only adding 2 on every index from my starting index till my ending index only. After that, from my ending index plus 1, I'm not adding anything, right? I'm not adding 2 after my ending index plus 1. So let's say I had 2 only, right? Let's say I had 2 written only here. Let's say I made the changes only on my starting index. Let's say this was my starting index. Let's say I don't have any ending index right now. Right, I made the changes only on my starting index. And instead of having an ending index, what I'm doing is making a prefix sum array. Okay, so let's make a prefix sum array. Now we'll make a prefix sum array of this array only. What will I get? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Right? If I make a prefix sum array of this only, I will get 0, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, and 2. Right? This 2 will add up with this 2 will add up. It will give me the previous sum as 2. So I will write 2 here. Then this will give me as the previous sum as 2. It will add up with 0. It will give me 2, 2, 2, 2. Right? So every number will be replaced with 2. Now I want my, now let's introduce the ending index, right? My starting index was here. Now let's introduce the ending index. My ending index is here at 3, right? I want to stop adding of 2 till 3. So what should I do to make the impact last only in this range, only in the range of starting index till my ending index? I want the only range to be from my starting index till my ending index. So what should I do? Let's say if I write -2 here, right? This is my ending index and this is my ending index plus 1. Let's say I write -2 here. What is going to happen? Let's try to find the prefix sum array of this. So the prefix sum array of this will be 0, 2, 2, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, so this is my array. Now if we try to find the prefix sum array, I will have 2 here. 2 will add up with 0, it will give me 2. 2 will add up with 0, it will give me 2. 2 will add up with -2 and it will give me 0. Then 0 will add up with 0, it will give me 0. 0 will add up with 0, it will give me 0. So you can see that if I put -2 at my ending index plus 1 and I make a prefix sum array out of it, the impact of 2 reduces till here only, right? The impact of 2 becomes relevant till only the ending index. What I'm saying is, that my starting index was here, right? After my prefix sum array, right? After it goes to here, it goes to here. But as soon as it touches -2, it becomes nullified, right? It goes here, it goes here. But as soon as it goes to -2, it becomes nullified. So I will have 2 here, 2 here, 2 here. But as soon as I go to -2, right, it becomes nullified. My impact destroys itself, and after it, the impact of 2 is not lasting anymore, right? I don't have the impact of 2 after my ending index plus 1, from my ending index plus 1 till the end, right? This is what I'm actually doing. I am uh, taking the impact of my 2 and I'm reducing it only till the range. And how am I reducing it? Because I'm finding the prefix sum array, right? And if I want to counter it, I will have to reduce it just after my ending index, because I also want my ending index to be included. So here we will, as soon as I add my 2 and as soon as I move to my ending index plus 1, it will add itself with -2. Okay, and as soon as it adds up with -2, it's going to destroy itself. So the impact, or the total impact in the sum that came up to that point is going to be destroyed by the ending index plus 1. Okay, this is what this is actually doing. So the prefix sum array is destroying. So the prefix sum array is not actually destroying. The prefix sum array is just traversing through the array, and this whole thing that we did on the first step, that the impact on ending index plus 1 is actually destroying my impact till my ending index only. Okay, so I will have my impact only from starting index till ending index. This is what I'm doing in these steps. I hope you understand this approach. Now let's try to code this. Okay, so first we need a array. So int, let's call this res, new int, and this will be of size length. Okay, now we need to traverse our, so let's write the abstractions. The first thing is going to be that I will try to find the impact. Okay, let's write it here. Okay. So impact, and the impact is going to be on two things, my starting index and ending index plus one. And what is the impact? My impact is on my starting index, it is increment, and on my ending index it is minus of increment, or and on my ending index plus one is minus of increment. Okay, the second thing is the prefix sum array, right? So let's write the first thing. Let's write a for loop which will traverse on the queries. So I equals 0, I is less than queries dot length plus plus I. Now, right, my starting index will be queries of I comma 0, because at the 0th column I have my starting index. At my first column I have my ending index, and at my second column I have my increment, right? So after I have this, I need to do my two things. So I will put resultant of starting index plus equals to my increment, because I'm adding the increment on my starting index, and I'm checking that if my ending index plus 1 is less than my length, right? I don't want this case to happen, right? So for this case I made a check that if my ending index plus 1 is less than length, then only my resultant of ending index plus 1 will be decremented by my this incrementer. Okay, so after this loop I will have this resultant array filled with this impact, like that. Okay, the starting indexes and ending indexes plus 1 will be filled after this loop. Now we just need to find the prefix sum array. For that we need a sum, and we will traverse through our resultant. So resultant dot length plus plus I. Right, now I'm traversing on this resultant array. My sum is going to be the resultant of I, right, added up, and I will put this sum in my resultant of I, right? So after this I will have my prefix sum array, and I just need to return this resultant. So this looks fine. Let's run this code. This success, let's submit. This is also accepted. So I hope you understand this approach. If you don't, I would suggest you watching the part which you don't understand. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for watching.